I am super excited because we just got our delivery from greendreamsflorida.com. As you can see by this package next to me, we have live plants. And this is super exciting for me because I'm one of those people that nerds out whenever I get a new plant. And this is a box full of plants. Now, I found out about greendreamsflorida.com by watching another YouTube channel that you might be familiar with, Rob Greenfield. Now, Rob is really well known, particularly in the Florida area, because he did an experiment where he lived a whole year on the food alone that he created in his own yard, as well as some friends that helped out that allowed him to plant plants in their yards too. So he talked with Pete at Green Dreams to get some ideas about what plants grow really well and produce consecutively in Florida. And that's key about sustainable growing habits. So Pete over at Green Dreams is really big into permaculture. He's even gotten degrees and is continuing his education and learning all he can about permaculture and how to have better plant selections for your edible garden. So let's get started with opening and seeing what we got today. Green Dreams is located just north of Tampa, which made it perfect for a nursery for us to order from because we're in St. Pete. So that way I knew the travel time from their nursery to my home was going to be as small a window as possible. But I do expect, because these were shipped in the mail, to have a slight bit of damage, but probably not too much. So let's see what we got. There's some crumpled paper in here to make sure that things didn't get jostled around too much. And they have lots of bamboo stakes in here, so that way the plants didn't get mushed around or crumpled. But it makes it tricky for me to try to get them out of the box. I'm already seeing some specimens that I recognize right away, and I'm so excited. All right, so we have contended number 1. Let me pull this out of the way. Now, you can see right here, there is a little bit that broke off, but I'm not too worried about that because many of these plants, you can simply take a portion off, strip the base leaves, and replant that and grow a new plant. So this may look like a disastrous situation, but it's probably not at all. So they have the pots surrounded in plastic bags, which helps with moisture retention, so I'm glad to see that. And right here, they have tags with them to tell you what you have. This is the Okinawan spinach. Now, if you watch my Instagram, you know that I've totally fallen in love with Malabar spinach. So getting more of these spinach-like plants that continue to produce throughout the Florida heat makes me super happy. So this spinach will grow and flourish all year long, and it's a perennial, so that means it will continue to produce for years to come. All right, here is the next plant. This one is bent slightly, but it actually looks really good. There's no breakage, there's no damage at all. We're gonna open up its bag and see what it says. Yay! It's longevity spinach. This has been on my wish list for about 2 years now, so I was really happy to find a source to get my own longevity spinach plant. Now this plant looks a little sad. You can see it's started to yellow slightly from being in the box, and I think that's simply its reaction to being in dark for so long. But it is a pretty tall specimen. As you can see, it's standing next to me. Now this is a moringa tree, and if you are familiar with moringa, you know that this is like a superfood. It is so packed with nutrients and vitamins that other than your caloric intake, this tree alone could really keep you healthy for a long time. I have a dear friend named Sashi who actually gifted me a moringa sprouting, but unfortunately I planted it in a really horrible place and neglected it, and it died. So I'm happy to have a larger specimen to start off again, and I'm really looking forward to letting this thrive and keep me and my husband healthy and happy. Each time I pull a new specimen out, I try to look at it and go, I wonder what that is. I actually guessed the moringa correctly. This one, I'm not really sure, but if I had to be pushed to guess, I would guess this is the chaya. But I guessed wrong. It's the Katuk. This is another one that I've been pretty excited about getting, so I'm happy to have a nice specimen to work with. It does have a little bit where the leaves don't look too happy, but I think once it gets planted and it gets established in its new surrounding, I believe that it's going to be really happy. And I see these tender top parts I think are just going to sprout out, and it's going to be great. All right, so this one does have a little bit of damage. This leaf broke off here, and it's slightly bent, but I think that is just from the box. And once it finds the sun, it's going to perk right back up. I believe this is the papaya that I got, but let's check and see. Yep, this is the papaya. Now, Brian and I, that's my husband, if you didn't know, we have tested papaya multiple times because we know that it's one of the fruit trees that grows really well in Florida, and it produces great, big, wonderful, heavy fruit. But when we tried a store-bought papaya, we weren't overly thrilled with it, and it was really disappointing for us. However, I've heard that if you grow your own papaya, it tends to have a better flavor, so I'm hopeful for that. I also learned from Rob and Pete that you can prepare papaya green and eat it more like a vegetable. Think about Thai, there's a Thai salad that's made from green papaya. So we're going to try that. We're also going to try fermenting it, because fermenting food is really great for your gut health, and that's something we try to keep in mind. Okay, I really love the look of this plant. One of the reasons why I enjoy gardening so much is I really enjoy not only eating the fruits of my labor, haha, you see what I did there, but enjoying the aesthetic that the plants give to my environment. I love the different textures, the different shades of green. Green is my favorite color, and all the variations. It's just really exciting to me. I know that might sound kind of nerdy, but it's true. So for this one, I just love the pattern of the leaves. I love the rich dark green to them. And I'm seeing lots of little buds on it already. So I think this guy is ready to go in the ground and just take over. And I'm pretty excited about that because I think this one might be the Chaya. Let's see. All right, this one remains a mystery because it seems to be missing its tag. But honestly, I don't care. It's a really pretty plant. Now, this particular plant looks less than happy, but I think it might simply be because it's really yummy and somebody tried to eat it. It has plenty of healthy looking growth, so it doesn't have anything that looks like it's not going to continue growing. So I'm not really that concerned. This is the Cicero spinach, otherwise known as Miami spinach, and I believe that is why some of the leaves look like they've been eaten, because I think somebody's munching on my munchies. Anyway, it looks really good despite the little insect, what appears to be insect damage, so I'm not worried about it. And checking over the leaves and stuff, I think it's going to be fine. I might put it in quarantine just a little bit just to make sure, but I think this is good. I got a stick! Have you ever been really happy about getting a stick? Well, I have to admit I have, and this is one of the times. I know what this is, so I don't even have to look. This is cassava. It's what they use to make tapioca with. So I'm just going to plant this in the ground, grow a big giant tree, and then I can rip out those tubers and have a really high caloric product that I can eat. Now, I saw this guy in there first off, and I knew right away what it was because I knew it was the only one in this coloration. And I'm super excited about this one. Not any more so than anybody else. It's just, hey, it's a red plant, so that makes a more diverse environment. This is cranberry hibiscus. So I've read and heard that kids really love this. And I don't know if it's because it's such a fun color or if it's a really sweet tasting edible. I don't know, but I'm pretty excited to grow it and share with you my experiences with it. So that is everything that I ordered. It's all here, it's all safe, but I am going to move them to a shaded area so they don't get any stressed out from direct sunlight and let them acclimate to their new environment. I'm going to keep that one Cicero spinach in quarantine for a little bit, make sure it doesn't have any unwanted visitors, and Then I got to get to work trying to figure out where I'm going to plant all these guys. I'm going to put links to the videos that are mentioned in the description below, as well as a link to greendreamsfl.com's website. So that way, if you are in Florida and you would like to order some sustainable plants for your permaculture garden, you'll know where to go. If you enjoyed this video, check out the video above. You might like that one too.